From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Good Monday morning. We are still tracking a ton of fires in Morrow and Umatilla counties, so let's go ahead and get right into it. We're going to just sweep from west to east on the map, and we're going to start off with the Lone Rock fire. This one is now over 100,000 acres. It's 40% contained, and just by way of the fire icons that you see on the map, this is still a very active fire. It is still prompting level 3 evacuations in place for southwestern Morrow County from the West County line along Buttermilk Canyon to Highway 207, and then milepost 10 south of Hardman to the South Morrow County line. Now let's move on over to Umatilla County. We have the Buck Mountain fire. This one's 2 acres. Not much is known about the containment on this one. Honestly, we haven't really had a whole lot of information on this fire altogether, but we still do have several level 1 evacuations in place. You can find all of these listed online at applevalleynewsnow.com. Now let's move it over to the Coombs Canyon fire. This one is just a little bit above 3,000 acres. This is another fire where we haven't gotten a lot of information on it. It's kind of been looped in with this Pilot Rock fire, which is now almost 100% contained. Very good news there. And we do have just some preliminary level 1 evacuations in place for all of these evacuation zones. And you can go to applevalleynewsnow.com. There's a link to protect.genesis.com, and you can type in your address and you can find your evacuation zone for Umatilla County. Okay, now moving on to the Battle Mountain complex. This thing is a raging inferno right now. As combined, it's over 30,000 acres. No containment on this right now, and we have several evacuations in place for this one. The level 3 go now evacuations are in place for UMC 307, 309, 311, 323, and 325. For the level 2 evacuations, this is where you have to be packed and ready to leave at a moment's notice. This goes for UKI 313, so that's for the one of the zones in the city of Ukiah, and then for UMC 319, 321, and 327. Again, that was a lot of information coming at you all at once, but you can find all of this information listed online at applevalleynewsnow.com. And I'll show you what all of these fires have done to our air quality coming up on Good Morning Northwest, which starts right now.
The Battle Mountain complex fire that started last week is still urging evacuations. We have the latest on the containment.
And people woken up by gunshots outside their home. An investigation led by the Benton County Sheriff's Office after a drive-by shooting in Prosser. We have the details.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good Morning Northwest on your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Delal.
I'm Riley Fitzgerald, filling in for Jill Sperling this morning. It is Monday, July 22nd.
Another Monday, Riley, but it's going to be a good week. I'm hoping so, at least.
I'm hoping so, too. Did you have a good weekend?
I did. I got to see you. We got to go to the Dust Devils game. I got to throw the first pitch, which we will see later. Please don't come at me. It was kind of sad, but it was okay.
I thought you
expected.
did fantastic.
Thank you, Riley.
We'll have that up a little bit later on.
We're going to start with your top stories now. So we start off with a missing person alert.
The Franklin County Sheriff's Office is looking for a 35-year-old man named Cameron Anthony Schuler. Cameron has been involved in multiple incidents over the weekend. Now he is currently wanted for 2 counts of robbery, also assault in the 2nd degree, interfering with the reporting of domestic violence, trespassing, driving with a suspended license, and attempting to elude a police vehicle, according to the Sheriff's Office. He's also wanted for multiple warrants, and if you see or know where Cameron is, please call non-emergency dispatch at 509-628-0333. Also call 911 if it is an emergency.
In a fire recap now, level 2 evacuations for the Pilot Rock fire have been downgraded to level 1. Get ready. Evacuation shelters are still available at the Pendleton Convention Center and at Grant Union High School, and the containment is at 94% at last check.
And the Battle Mountain complex fire is still urging evacuations of level 1, be ready, level 2, get set, and level 3, leave now. Currently, it is just under 30,000 acres and is about 2% contained.
The Battle Mountain Complex is a series of fires that started on Wednesday near Ukiah, Oregon. One of the fires, the Monkey Creek Fire, is just over 18,000 acres. The North Fork Owens Fire, over 3,800 acres. And the Snake Fire is about 7,700 acres. Firefighters continue to face rough terrain and have limited resources. A road closure remains in effect for Highway 395 between mileposts 50 through 90 and beginning 35 miles south of Pilot Rock. You can find the updated information on our website and from the Umatilla County Sheriff's Office's Facebook page.
On Friday, just before 6:30 at night, the Kennewick Fire Department was sent to the 3700 block of West 6th Avenue for a fire.
One unit at the Governor Square duplexes was on fire. According to officials, people in the duplex tried to put the fire out with an extinguisher. It was fully out within 11 minutes of the fire, the crew's arrival, and the adjoined unit did not get any smoke or fire damage. But fire officials say the two who live in the initial unit that caught fire will not be able to stay there. And the fire is under investigation, but officials say it appears to have started in the bedroom. Now to a follow-up on a story that we brought to you a few weeks ago.
A car crash involving a 73-year-old woman with 4 teenagers in the car and a second car driven by a 24-year-old turns deadly. The 73-year-old woman died on Friday, according to Washington State Patrol. All that were passengers were taken to the hospital. This happened in Union Gap, with the 72-year-old going eastbound on I-82 at milepost 38, just 1 mile east of Union Gap city limits. The 24-year-old was going westbound when the other car left the roadway and rolled, hitting the 24-year-old's car. WSP says everyone was wearing a seatbelt. The Benton County Sheriff's Office is investigating a drive-by shooting that happened in Prosser. According to BCSO, deputies responded to a house in the North River Road area after people were woken up to gunshots outside. A car with a loud exhaust drove quickly out of the area. One of the residents says there's a hole in his bedroom wall from one of those rounds. No one was hurt. Officers with the Prosser Police Department showed up and found 3 rounds that hit the house and 2 that hit cars parked outside. Now to another drive-by shooting investigation, this time in Pasco. Officers were called to MWM Auto on the 1300 block of A Street Friday. PPD says they received multiple reports of gunshots in the approximate area. Officers were able to confirm a single gunshot was discharged. Police are asking that if you saw anything suspicious Friday afternoon, to call them immediately. Kennewick police spent more than an hour Friday working to take 3 people into custody. Police say they found out that multiple people wanted in relation to various crimes were in a house where there might be narcotic activity. You might have seen on-duty SWAT, the Kennewick K-9 unit, and drone operators on West 10th Avenue. But police say they were able to detain everyone inside the home safely, arresting 3 of them. Investigators searched the house for drugs once they got a warrant approved. Police in Yakima have arrested a man they believe is responsible for leaving people with flat tires for 3 years. Police say they first started getting reports of people driving over metal spikes called caltrops on West Chestnut Avenue near Summit View Elementary School in the West Valley back in 2021. Eventually, police say Homeland Security Investigations, Yakima, gave them information about somebody in the area buying metal spikes like these. Officers finally served a search warrant at a home on West Chestnut last week. Police say they arrested 1 person and found evidence at the home, although they didn't specify what that was. Coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, President Joe Biden officially announces he's not seeking re-election. We have the latest on the aftermath and who Democratic leaders are endorsing. But first, Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth will have your today's weather forecast. Good Morning Northwest will be back in just a moment.
Want to test drive U.S. Cellular's nationwide 5G coverage?
Yeah.
Download our app. Want to do it even faster?
Here we go. U.S. Cellular works great out here. Wow, still have 5G here too. Hey, I wonder if U.S. Cellular lets me stream in my... Rec Room. Yep, it's working.
Try out our nationwide 5G coverage free for 30 days. Download the U.S. Cellular Tri-Us app today.
Summer is here, and it's the best time of year to get a new zero-turn mower from Husqvarna. Husqvarna Zero Turns can tackle any job with commercial quality and professional performance. Wide cutting decks, high cutting speeds, and durable construction are great reasons to choose Husqvarna. But there's more. Now we're offering new warranties up to 5 years and low monthly payment financing that makes choosing a Husqvarna Zero-Turn mower better than ever. Visit Liberty Lawn and Saw in West Richland or online at libertylawnandsaw.com.
Warning, your air conditioner unit needs service. Would you like me to call Bruce?
Yes, call Bruce.
Thanks to today's modern technology, it's never been easier to call Bruce Heating and Air. When your AC unit needs serviced, call Bruce.
Oh my gosh.
Let's get this party started.
Just make sure you call the right Bruce.
Now through September 30th, receive rebates up to $1,850 off on a new Daikin Fit system when you finance through Bruce Heating and Air. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
Take good care of you, Bruce Heating and Air.
It's time to get moving with a new car from Overturf Kia. The new 2024 Kia Niro gives you 3 great ways to save fuel. Available with a fuel-efficient gas-electric hybrid, a plug-in hybrid, or as a full electric vehicle. A new 2024 Kia Niro LX gas-electric hybrid starts at just $28,980. Plus, get 4.99% interest for up to 72 months. Overturf Kia at the base of the Blue Bridge in Kennewick.
When it comes to remodeling your bath, there's fact and there's fiction. Fiction, it's too expensive to remodel your bath. Fact, with Bathfitter's hundreds of design options, you'll get the bath you want to fit your budget. Fiction, bath remodels take forever and tear the house apart. Fact, Bathfitter installation takes just 1 day to fit your schedule. Get the bath that fits you. Bathfitter, it just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
A lake, a river, and a canal. Fly the Northwest. Apple Valley News Now at 6 Tuesday. From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Thankfully, it's mostly just moderate air quality right now, although we are seeing some that is either unhealthy for sensitive groups or just straight up unhealthy, especially in the very southern tips of Umatilla and Morrow County. So we'll continue to track that throughout the rest of today and into tomorrow. And speaking of that, let's go ahead and show you the progression of all the smoke with this smoke forecast. We'll put this in motion. This is lunchtime today, and where you see the yellows and the oranges and the reds especially, that's where some of the thicker haze or smoke is. And so, of course, plenty of that across the region for today, but by 5 p.m. we'll start to get some of the winds gusting out of the west, and that should push a lot of this smoke into the foothills and into the Blue Mountains. And by midnight, it looks like we're just going to track mostly light haze. But then into tomorrow, we should see some more thick smoke starting to impact the foothills of the Blues and the Blue Mountains proper once again. But for the lower Columbia Basin, for the Yakima Valley, for the Kittitas Valley, it looks like air quality should be a lot better into tomorrow. But smoke forecast and smoke models can be pretty finicky, just a heads up. Okay, temperatures for this morning are in the 60s and 70s, so pretty balmy. I wouldn't even say this is mild. I would say this is pretty warm for this Monday morning. A little bit later in the day, it's going to be a hot one, but thankfully not as hot as the past couple of weeks. We'll still be right up around 100 for the Tri-Cities, but thankfully we're trending even cooler into the end of the week. I'll tell you just how cool coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. In your political news now, President Joe Biden has taken himself out of the race for the White House. The president making the announcement Sunday afternoon that he will no longer seek re-election. Brian Abel has the latest.
A stunning change of mind for President Joe Biden, announcing he will no longer seek re-election in the 2024 race for the White House. While isolating with COVID, the president posted a letter on social media saying, "I believe it is in the best interest of my party and the country for me to stand down and to focus solely on fulfilling my duties as president for the remainder of my term."
I know that this is a man who made a very, very, very difficult decision for himself. He's loved his country.
Shortly after announcing what will likely be the final chapter in his 50-plus year political career, Biden putting his support behind his running mate, Vice President Kamala Harris, to be the Democratic nominee. Harris responding to the president's decision, saying, "I am honored to have the president's endorsement, and my intention is to earn and win this nomination."
I support Vice President Harris. I am very hopeful that we will come out of our convention next month united.
Former President and Republican nominee Donald Trump reacting to Biden's move, saying on Truth Social, "Crooked Joe Biden was not fit to run for president and is certainly not fit to serve." Biden is the first president to drop out of a re-election bid since Lyndon Johnson in 1968. Some potential Democratic voters divided about Biden's choice and emotional.
Think about how difficult
You got my phone?
a decision this must have been for Joe.
Now we've just got a complete mess on our hands.
I think it's a good decision. I think they'll be better suited.
In Washington, Brian Abel reporting.
Up next on Good Morning Northwest, it's time to start preparing your kids to go back to school. And this means getting them up to date on immunizations. We have what health experts are advising parents to do. Keep it here. We'll be right back.
Hello, Shelby.
Hello, Mariano.
Upload Mrs. Robinson's case.
Processing.
Is there any new information?
The insurance offer is too low. Should I ask for more?
You know, when they hear from the heavy hitter, they'll pay much more.
The heavy hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
The Make It Ford Summer Sales Event is on. Amazing offers and a great selection of the best-selling trucks in America for 47 years. Ford F-Series, gas, hybrid, or all-electric. These are the deals you've been waiting for. So don't wait. Make it Ford. Make it yours. Make it now. Lease a 2024 F-150 STX Super Crew for just $399 a month. Only at your local Ford dealer.
I grew up picking cherries right here in this orchard. Bumps and bruises on us, never on them. If only Congress worked that way. Professional politicians look out for themselves, while working families suffer from inflation, open borders, drugs, and crime. We can do better. We can secure our border and make life affordable again by picking better people to fight for us in Congress. I'm Tiffany Smiley, and I approve this message.
Tiffany Smiley is not who she says she is.
Tiffany Smiley started a PAC claiming to raise money to support conservative candidates, but contributions were funneled to pay off her own $1 million campaign debt.
Of the almost $800,000 she raised, only $24,800 went to candidates. Instead, Tiffany used the money on luxury travel and to try to pay off her massive debt.
Tiffany Smiley deceived her donors. Don't let her deceive you.
I'm Dan Newhouse, and I approve this message.
Meet Fatbeam Fiber, the fastest growing fiber provider in the West. With over 150,000 fiber miles across 150 cities and 8 states, we offer reliable internet and top-tier service to business, government, healthcare, education, and residential customers. From dedicated internet access to wireless backup, our team ensures 99.99% uptime and superior connectivity. Trust Fatbeam Fiber to expand network capabilities and protect your data. Discover more and request a quote at fatbeamfiber.com.
Hello, Shelby.
Hello, Mariano.
Upload Mrs. Robinson's case.
Processing.
Is there any new information?
The insurance offer is too low. Should I ask for more?
You know, when they hear from the heavy hitter, they'll pay much more.
The heavy hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
Operation Best Friend on Good Morning Northwest, sponsored by Windermere Group 1.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. In health news, the heat outside won't let anyone forget it's summer. However, experts say now is the time to start preparing for students to head back to school, and that includes protecting children from preventable diseases. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither talks to a doctor about what should be on the top of your health-related to-do list before the school year starts.
Summer fun in the sun isn't yet done, but soon empty classrooms will be filled, and experts say now is the time to start thinking about protecting students.
Making sure that kids have a back-to-school visit with their family physician is important.
Dr. Jen Burrell with the American Academy of Family Physicians says that late summer doctor visit can help make sure children are up to date on immunizations. Vaccines all work differently, but help the body's immune system learn to fight germs, and it can take weeks for that protection to develop.
When school-age kids get their vaccinations on time and before they go to school, they're less likely to catch things at school.
One of the latest concerns, measles. In March, the CDC issued an alert over rising cases in the U.S. In the latest data, as of last week, a total of 167 measles cases were reported in 24 states this year alone.
It is frightening, and we want to make sure that families, and particularly families who have children, know that those illnesses are preventable with vaccines that are available in your family physician's office every day.
Which vaccinations a child should be getting will vary based on age, but Brule says to also start thinking about protecting against flu and COVID-19.
I think it's important for everyone to know that vaccines are incredibly safe.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
If you have any concerns or questions about vaccinations, the American Academy of Family Physicians says to talk to your doctor, who can answer any questions that you may have. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, it's a movie that came out this past weekend, and it's been doing pretty well in the box office. When we come back, we look at how the actors in the movie Twisters prepared for the role. Keep it here, we'll be right back.
I'm Jared Sessler, a Navy veteran, job creator, candidate for Congress, and I approve this message. It was a great honor to receive President Trump's endorsement, and unlike my opponent Dan Newhouse, who joined Democrats to impeach President Trump, I'll be a strong ally for the MAGA agenda. But an even greater honor would be to earn your support. I took an oath to this country when I began my military service, and I kept it. And I'm asking for your vote so I can take that oath once more and serve in Congress as the conservative we deserve.
Are you suffering from stomach pain, a sprained ankle, or does your child have cold or flu-like symptoms? When sudden illness or minor injuries occur, Astria Rapid Care is here for you. Our providers can see you right away with no appointment necessary. Astria Rapid Care is the place for minor emergencies, sprains, cuts, and more, with convenient locations in Prosser, Sunnyside, and Toppenish. Astria Health, exceptional rural health care close to home.
If you're hurt at work, your life can go into a downward spiral.
You're injured. You can't work. Your bills are piling up.
But winning workers' comp benefits isn't easy.
You're the underdog.
We'll fight labor and industries to get you the workers' compensation benefits you deserve.
If you were hurt at work, let us go to work to get you benefits.
Call 509-584-4411 for a free consultation. Bothwell and Hamill.
Dear Plugged In, as always, you're a step ahead. Turn up the fun full throttle in Toyota's all-electric BZ4X with available all-wheel drive and Toyota quality you can trust. So charge up and let's go. Yours, BZ4X.
Right now, you can lease a new 2024 BZ4X for $309 a month. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
See, you got yourself a new hat.
Yep, had to. Fired up to fire Biden.
Now, well, first we got to deal with that congressman, Newhouse.
That's easy. Not voting Newhouse.
You know, he voted to impeach Trump. I'm not voting for no Newhouse.
How about Jared Sessler?
Sessler the vegan?
Jared Sessler's a vegan.
He's a vegan and he wants to tax our beef.
There's only one choice.
And there is only one choice, and that's Tiffany Smiley.
Tiffany Smiley it is.
MWNC Inc. is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Smoke City for Less. We are open 7 days a week with now 5 locations.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. It is certainly a hazy start out there on this Monday morning. We're going to continue to have more haze throughout the rest of the day, although it will start to thin out, at least for portions, well, really any area not named the foothills or the Blue Mountains. Okay, and there is a little chance that we could see a shower or a thunderstorm for today, so we'll go ahead and put that into motion with Stormcast. There it went. It was real quick. It's off the screen now, but before lunchtime, could have a tiny chance of a shower or thunderstorm, with the best chances being along the foothills and also along the Blue Mountains proper. The rest of the day should be pretty dry, but it's going to be a hot one as we do have a heat advisory that's in place until 10 p.m. this evening. It goes for the Yakima Valley, for the lower Columbia Basin, and for the foothills of the Blue Mountains. So for today, we'll still end up being about 5 to 10 degrees above average for this time of the year, just shy of 100 degrees for the Kittitas and Yakima Valleys, likely right around 100 for the lower Columbia Basin, and then just shy of 100 for the foothills of the Blues. It'll be hazy for today. Like I mentioned, the worst of the worst air quality is going to be in southern portions of Morrow and Umatilla counties, and also the winds are going to be very blustery for today, gusting from the northwest to the southwest, and they could gust between 20 to 50 miles per hour, with the fastest wind gust easily being in the Kittitas Valley. And then for tonight, temperatures cooling off into the 50s and 60s. A lot of the haze will be pushed back into the foothills of the Blues and into the Blue Mountains. And then into tomorrow, it looks like overall haze should be a little bit less prevalent. Look at this, much cooler for Tuesday, right around average, actually some below average values for Thursday and Friday, so that'll be a nice change of pace. And we're tracking some more small thunderstorm chances for Wednesday and Sunday. Here's a 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. This is going to be our last day of triple digits for a while. Better air quality tomorrow, and then 80s potentially in a Thursday and Friday. For Yakima, we'll have a small shower chance this morning, dry for the rest of the forecast period, much cooler by Thursday and Friday. For Hermiston, we'll be breezy by the river over the next couple of days, lots of sunshine ahead, and a much cooler end to this week. And then for Walla Walla, a decent chance of a thunderstorm this morning, more air quality impacts for tomorrow, and hopefully some of this cooler weather will help with the firefighting efforts in the foothills and in the mountains.
Thank you, Josh. And that weather calls for some movies indoors, and it's time for your entertainment news. And we're talking about a movie that centers around a weather phenomenon.
So yes, we're talking about the movie Twisters, the movie about a tornado.
Yeah, and get this, the actors learned from meteorologists like yours truly to prepare for this role. David Daniel has today's Hollywood Minute.
We got PhDs from NASA, FEMA, and Kate. She's the smartest person I know.
The huge opening weekend success of Twisters may have been due in part to the star's preparation for the tornado flick, one star in particular.
Daisy's the greatest student I've ever seen. The amount of notes and preparation, and we went to the National Weather Center, and she knew more than some of the meteorologists there already. She came so ready for this character, and it really shows on screen.
Here's a blast from the past. It's been 30 years since Beastie Boys' Ill Communication hit #1 on the Billboard 200. Fans can celebrate with 2 limited editions of the rap classic out Friday, a 3-LP deluxe edition based on a rare limited run from 2009 that's long been out of print, and a cassette, yes, cassette of the original album. Time to dig out that old Walkman. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Okay, I have to ask you guys, have you guys ever seen a tornado?
Only in the films.
In the film?
No, but I've seen Helen Hunt in person, who was in the first Twisters.
Oh, really?
The first Twister.
Wait, that sounds like a story you need to tell right now.
It was just at Dodger Stadium.
Oh, cool.
Just.
I have passed by a little tornado before. It could have been, I don't know what those are called, the little small ones.
Dust devils.
Yes, dust devils. I think it could have been that. I don't know. It was in Oklahoma, of course, Oklahoma.
It was a land spout. There could be a gustnado. So there's a lot of different offshoots of the tornado.
Now you're getting too smart for me. Well, coming up on Good Morning Northwest at 5:30, the Tri-City Dust Devils had a busy weekend. So we got to attend the game on Saturday, and I had the chance to throw the first pitch. To see how I did, keep it here. We'll have that interesting video in the next few minutes.
Also coming up, we are currently in the 90 most dangerous days of summer for driving. When we come back, we hear from WSP about the 4 main reasons for these traffic deaths. But first, here are your Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, Samsung is switching things up when it comes to its messages. The Galaxy Z Flip 6 and Z Fold 6 will now come with Google Messages as the default app instead of Samsung Messages, but users can still download Samsung Messages from the Galaxy Store. Next, X is testing a new feature to try and cut down on spam. Users will soon be able to disable links in replies to their posts. Experts say the change could reduce spam, but it also may limit sharing of legitimate sources. Finally, WhatsApp is about to break language barriers. Meta's instant messaging app will soon translate chat messages instantly. WhatsApp says the new feature will enhance communication and maintain encryption. The feature is reportedly available for testing to select users. Those are your Tech Bites. I'm Rhiannon Alley. Have a great day.
In the neighborhood, every delivery is a treat.
One pistachio for you, sir.
One strawberry poof, please.
Oh, enjoy it.
Oh, perfect.
Bye, Weber. Something minty? Of course, it's a large. A double. Lucky.
Wayfair, every style, every home.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch, blasted with Cinnadust.
You are bountiful. Your skeleton can support 2 times your weight. It's in your nature to stand strong. Supplement your bones with high absorption magnesium. Nature's Bounty. It's in your nature.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest. On your side.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal.
I'm Riley Fitzgerald.
And I'm Josh Colbert.
Riley, let's get into it. So,
yes. Well,
where were we at?
The heat was a force to be reckoned with this weekend, but it didn't stop us from getting outside to Giza Stadium, of course, to cheer on the Dust Devils, and of course, our very own Jessica Jalal. She threw out the first pitch at the game on Saturday.
You know how it went, but this will be the first time Josh is seeing it. So Josh, judge me, but don't judge me, too harshly.
Here it is.
I think you did great. It made it there.
It got, yes,
exactly.
It did get there.
That's all we
in
could
the
expect.
Air, it got like 3/4 of the way.
It didn't hit anybody,
Yeah.
Could have hit someone in the face. I've seen videos of that.
Oh, yeah.
Could have, I could have fell. So I think it was a win.
For this?
I didn't. Oh, just before my fiance was showing me the format to do it, like the method. You put your arms up and then you aim with your left hand and then I don't know. Yeah, something like that.
I think you overthought it.
He overthinks a lot of things, but
it went in the right direction, and that's all you can ask
made it to the
for.
guy, so that's all we could hope for.
When I did it.
Yeah,
so.
Yours was great too.
Yeah.
So Josh is going to be up next one of these days in the summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
We'll
going
be training.
It was a hot day, of course. We were, in the shade a little bit, but it's going to be probably hot this entire week, right?
Yeah, but my favorite type of baseball pitch, a changeup. And our weather is going to be changing up.
Oh,
do you like that?
Goodness.
Do you like that? Yeah.
But
we'll go ahead and take you back to the scene of the crime here. This is Giza Stadium. It is, of course, hazy out there for this morning, and we're going to continue to see more haze over the next couple of days as long as we still have all the slew of fires that are burning down in Umatilla and Morrow counties. Okay, let's go ahead and show you temperatures for this morning, and it is warm out there. 60s and 70s already for the Kittitas and Yakima Valleys, the same thing for the Lower Columbia Basin, and it is the same thing for the foothills of the Blue Mountains. A little bit later today, we're going to have highs that are going to be up around 100 degrees in the Tri-Cities, so that'll place us at about 5 to 10 degrees above average for this time of the year. The bottom line for the forecast is that we'll have some small thunderstorm chances for today, eyeballing another one for Wednesday. It will be overall cooler this week, especially for Thursday and Friday, and of course we talked about the haze and smoke impacts that we're already seeing for this morning. But with that thunderstorm chance for today, I'll show you what fire fuel energy is looking like for today, and that's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. And with our triple-digit heat continuing into the start of the week, being a little nosy can actually be a good thing.
So in the United States and around the world, extreme heat causes more deaths than any other natural hazard or extreme weather event. Juan Gutierrez is the public health nurse and clinic supervisor for the Benton Franklin Health District. He says when it comes to triple-digit heat, check on your neighbors and loved ones, especially those in high-risk groups.
Individuals in our lives, like maybe our elders or our neighbors who are
younger, they may not tolerate the heat as well. So it's really important to call and check in on your neighbors, or just do a friendly visit if you have a good relationship with the elders in your life, or the people within your neighborhood, to make sure that they're doing okay.
And if you don't feel comfortable checking on your own, you can always call law enforcement or ask a friend to go with you.
And more on the dangerous heat. It will affect people in the West today.
So 25 million people will be under heat alerts with temperatures into the triple digits. The Weather Prediction Center says more vulnerable people like small children and the elderly should take caution and make sure to hydrate over the next few days. Las Vegas reached 114 degrees on Sunday, breaking yet another heat record.
Summer travels mixed with construction work calls for a traffic mayhem. So on Friday, a piece of equipment tipped over in a construction zone just outside of Pasco on I-82 near Road 100. And we're told that happened because of the machinery and it was top heavy.
Washington State Patrol Trooper Chris Thorson says no one was injured, but it did cause a traffic jam. Right now, we're in the 90 most dangerous days of summer for drivers, which is June, July, and August. Trooper Thorson says there are usually 4 main reasons for those traffic deaths.
No, it leads to summertime collisions or fatalities. Number 1 is DUI, driving under the influence of alcohol and drugs. Number 2 is reckless or speeding high over the speed limits. Number 3 is distracted driving. And then number 4, at nighttime here locally, people seem not to wear their seatbelts.
Of course, it's not just cranes and crashes slowing people down. We're also in the middle of a big renovation project that's impacting traffic across the Blue Bridge.
And more construction coming to West Pasco. Starting today, the city of Pasco will be making improvements at the intersection of Burns Road and Broadmoor Boulevard. The upgrades include adding curbs, gutters, sidewalks, and a new traffic signal.
Now, this construction will last through mid-December of this year. While it's happening, the intersection will operate as a 4-way traffic stop until the traffic signal is up and running. And this is all a part of the broader Broadmoor Corridor project. Just a few weeks ago, the new loop ramp was completed at Broadmoor, and there's a lot more planned for the project.
More than 1,000 flights in and out of the U.S. were canceled on Sunday as airlines continue to struggle with software problems. That's according to the flight tracking website FlightAware.
On Friday, airlines and other industries suffered from a worldwide IT outage that had lingering software effects. About half of Sunday's flight cancellations were Delta Airlines flights. And on Saturday, more than 2,100 U.S. flights were canceled, and 1,200 of those were also Delta flights. Now, locally, the outage impacted government agencies, public safety departments, banks, and hospitals. And the Tri-Cities Airport posted an alert Friday morning saying the technology outage affected their air travel. The airport's director, Buck Taft, says this was one of the worst outages that PSC has ever experienced.
Well, this morning we had some delays. Some flights got out on time, some were delayed, and we've had one cancellation. And right now it appears as though everything is on time throughout the rest of the afternoon, but that could change. That's just looking at it right now.
Taft says for passengers to stay connected with their airline in the busy summer travel season. Other local organizations hindered included Yakima Memorial Hospital and Cadlick Regional Medical Center in Richland.
In a follow-up, the Washington State Supreme Court is asking for feedback about the Office of Public Defense.
The Washington State Bar Association is proposing new rules that would drastically cut down the number of cases that public defenders can take. WSBA says we need a change because public defenders are so overworked that new lawyers aren't willing to get into public defense, and current public defenders are quitting. The offices of public defense in Benton and Franklin counties have warned they're already pushed to the limit, and the new rules would overwhelm the court system.
The state Supreme Court is deciding whether to accept the proposed rule change. If you would like to weigh in, you can send your thoughts to supreme@courts.wa.gov anytime between now and the end of October. And we have that link and much more information about this growing concern up on our website, applevalleyNewsNow.com. Also, Apple Valley News Now's Restaurant Showdown is still going down, where we're looking for the top place to eat in our area. So 32 restaurants made it through round 1, so now it's time for you to vote for the Sweet Delicious 16 in round 2.
Scan the QR code on your screen now to vote on your mobile, or click on contests at applevalleynewsnow.com and select a Restaurant Showdown to vote on your laptop or desktop.
After voting, be sure to enter to win a $25 gift card from STCU. 24 winners will be chosen in a random drawing at the end of the voting from all who enter. Remember to enter each round that you vote in for more chances to win. And you can check it all out at applevalleynewsnow.com. And coming up next on Good Morning Northwest, it's time to introduce you to this month's Volunteers Count winner. When we come back, we'll meet the founder of a small animal rescue that has dedicated her life to finding care for exotic small animals.
But first, Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth will have how today's weather is looking. Stick right here.
A lake, a river, and a canal. Fly the Northwest. Apple Valley News Now at 6 Tuesday.
Okay, guys, we're all here because US Cellular has an incredible deal. Right now, you can get 4 lines of unlimited data for just $90. On top of that, you also get 4 free phones.
4 free phones.
Oh, the kids? At your parents. I ate an hour ago because you completely forgot about the anniversary sale at Denver Mattress. And right now, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Get up to $300 off our Doctor's Choice lineup, and check out the Summit Queen. Easy on the wallet for only $349.99. Purchase any Tempur-Pedic and get a $300 gift. Or get 60 months no interest and free shipping. The anniversary sale only at Denver Mattress.
Poor maintenance, old tires, bad brakes, that could be why the big truck hit you. At my law firm, we have a team that knows big truck wrecks. Big truck insurance companies know that we have the knowledge and experience to get you paid everything you deserve. Call the heavy hitter. When I call the insurance companies, they listen. Hit by a big truck, I know how to be their insurance companies. I'm attorney Mariano Morales, the big truck heavy hitter.
The heavy hitter is the one for you. Call 853-2222.
Tiffany Smiley is not who she says she is.
Tiffany Smiley started a PAC claiming to raise money to support conservative candidates, but contributions were funneled to pay off her own $1 million campaign debt.
Of the almost $800,000 she raised, only $24,800 went to candidates. Instead, Tiffany used the money on luxury travel and to try to pay off her massive debt.
Tiffany Smiley deceived her donors. Don't let her deceive you.
I'm Dan Newhouse, and I approve this message.
Drive into summer with a new Honda Accord Hybrid, CR-V Hybrid, or the all-new Civic Hybrid. Take a vacation, staycation, or just a weekend drive with the windows down. Whatever you do, make it epic with Honda. The 2024 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Overall EV and Hybrid Brand. So act now. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or hurry into the Honda Summer Event.
Smoke City for Less is your one-stop shop in Kennewick, Richland, West Richland, Hermiston, Road 68 in Pasco, and at the new location on West Court Street in Pasco. Open 7 days a week from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. at all 6 locations. Get the lowest prices on the largest selection of vape mods, classic to tropical vape flavors, batteries, cigars, tobacco products, kratom, and specialty products too. Don't waste time in other places. Go to Smoke City for Less. We smoke the competition.
Ryan Reynolds live, together with Hugh Jackman live in the Monday Morning Blockbuster, only on
Good Morning America.
Shut up! Woo! Wake up with Ryan, Hugh, and a live surprise that'll blow you away this morning on
Good Morning America.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest, and it is already balmy out there for this morning. Now, a little bit cooler up in some of the higher terrain of Kittitas County, 56 for Snoqualmie Pass, 64 for Cle Elum, but starting to flirt with 70 in Ellensburg and Vantage. Down in the Yakima Valley, pretty much exclusively 70s, except for Sunnyside and Grandview. We're in some mid-60s there, but the upper valley certainly seeing some 70s for this morning. And then for the lower Columbia Basin, we're seeing a mixture of 60s and 70s. Officially at the airport in Pasco, we're at 74 for the Tri-Cities. And then for the foothills of the Blue Mountains, 60s and 70s, already 75 for Milton, Freewater, and Walla Walla, and a little bit cooler up in some of the higher terrain in Meacham and Ukiah with temperatures in the low 60s. A little bit later today, it's going to be another hot one, as we'll be about 5 to 10 degrees above average for this time of the year, right around 100 in the Tri-Cities. And given that it will be hot and dry, a little bit of lightning in the forecast, also some very blustery winds, there is the threat for fire starts today. So here's your fire fuel energy in terms of historical percentiles, up into the 95th percentile for Kittitas and Yakima counties, up into the 99th percentile for the lower Columbia Basin, and also up into the 99th percentile for the Blue Mountains. So again, fires could start or spread very quickly for today, but thankfully I think overall the situation is going to get helped out by some cooler weather. I'll tell you just how cool we're going to be by the end of this week. That's going to be coming up in a few minutes.
Thank you, Josh. Apple Valley News Now and STCU love recognizing volunteers in our community that make a difference.
This month, our Volunteers Count winner is Dee Sama, the founder and current executive director for the nonprofit Little Lives Small Animal Rescue. I got the chance to surprise Dee and a very special animal with a check from STCU for $1,000 that'll go towards the organization. Take a look.
Hello.
Hi. Are you Dee?
Yes.
Hi, Dee. My name is Jessica, and this is also Jessica. So usually when people knock on your doors, they're trying to sell you something, but we're actually here to give you money. Dee Sama is this month's winner of Volunteers Count. On behalf of STCU and Apple Valley News Now, we presented her with a $1,000 check to go towards her nonprofit she founded called Little Lives Small Animal Rescue. She officially started the organization in 2016 after seeing a need in the community.
I actually worked at PetSmart at the time and got a lot of calls from, folks around the town saying, hey, I don't want my animal anymore, what do I do? And so at the time there was no place for them to go, and so that's why Little Lives was created.
There are a lot of dog and cat rescues, but this is just for smaller, more exotic animals. Animals like guinea pigs, chinchillas, hamsters, birds, turtles, and even fish. Animals that there are typically no rescue shelters for. She says a lot of the donations will go towards vet bills and veterinary care because exotic animal care is expensive. Dee is currently the executive director in addition to her 9-to-5 job, and she says this year they're focusing on hiring a new executive director as she retires from that role and serves more in the background work. Dee is an animal lover and gets allergy shots to be around certain animals because, get this, she's allergic.
We have fosters throughout the Tri-Cities. We have about 50 total. And so my home is usually the home where all the animals come in to sort of do, our intakes and, like evaluate them and things like that.
Little Lives Small Animal Rescue currently has 50 foster homes. We got to meet one of the first animals that was in the care of the shelter. This iguana right here is named Penny. Now, Dee ended up adopting Penny. What do you want to do with the money?
Yeah, more food. Money, Penny. I'm gonna eat your mic.
Penny was being surrendered by her previous owner, who reached out to Little Lives Small Animal Rescue about 6 months after it started. Dee says iguanas like Penny are typically more aggressive.
I think volunteering is amazing, and I encourage everybody to do it. It's wonderful for families as well, just because, they absolutely love getting to care for an exotic animal. They get to teach their kiddos responsibility and just kindness and, just how to be a good human overall.
I had a blast getting to meet Penny, such a beautiful animal. And I do have to tell you, Riley, this was off camera, but Penny told me iguana treat. She told me to give her I had to do that. I'm sorry.
That was incredible. That was incredible. So if you know a volunteer in Benton and Franklin counties that goes above and beyond, you can nominate them for Volunteers Count by going to applevalleyNewsNow.com and clicking on contests. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, Yakima police arrest a person they believe has been leaving people with flat tires for 3 years.
That story is coming up in your 5 o'clock morning sprint. Keep it here. We'll be right back.
Visit us at our new urban wine bar in historic downtown Kennewick. Choose from a variety of wines and food from our expanded menu. Enjoy time with friends old and new. After hours with riverfront views from our shaded patio, we are Mireille Gaston Wine Bar.
At the Pacific Clinic, we understand the juggle of parenthood. That's why the PC is your one-stop shop for all your health, sports, and medical needs. Schedule your appointments around your favorite group fitness classes and use our on-site childcare services.
From women's health to care for your little ones, we practice a comprehensive approach to keep your family feeling great.
With our quick and convenient scheduling, we'll get you in within the same week, often the next day. Call us today at 509-783-5465.
Meet Fat Beam Fiber, the fastest growing fiber provider in the West. With over 150,000 fiber miles across 150 cities and 8 states, we offer reliable internet and top-tier service to business, government, healthcare, education, and residential customers. From dedicated internet access to wireless backup, our team ensures 99.99% uptime and superior connectivity. Trust Fat Beam Fiber to expand network capabilities and protect your data. Discover more and request a quote at fatbeamfiber.com.
To see if you qualify for Hanford worker compensation, please call Smart Law for a free consultation at 509-735-5555. Workers and the families of deceased workers who worked at the Hanford site are now eligible for compensation for diseases and illnesses, including neurological, respiratory and heart conditions, cancers, and beryllium-related disorders. This may be in addition to compensation already being received. Call Smart Law at 509-735-5555 for Hanford worker compensation. Smart Law, smart choice.
How do you picture your retirement? Is it full of connection with the people you love? Are you enjoying life's greatest joys? Can you conveniently access healthcare services from home? This is Senior Living with Avamere at Englewood Heights. Avamere is more than just a home. It's an active retirement lifestyle. Experience assisted living and memory care that's more than just a home. Schedule your tour today.
STCU is happy to support the Apple Valley News Now's Restaurant Showdown.
To vote, scan this QR code or click contests at applevalleyNewsNow.com. Plus, you could win a $25 gift card from STCU. From STCU, Les Schwab Tires and Whitman Hill Winery. Eat tea and extra tonight at 7 on Apple Valley News Now.
Now, the morning sprint.
It is 5:50. It's time for your 5 o'clock morning sprint.
So here are the 5 top things that you need to know locally as you head out the door. Level 2 evacuations for the Pilot Rock fire have been downgraded to Level 1 Get Ready. Evacuation shelters are still available at the Pendleton Convention Center and at Grant Union High School. The containment is at 94% at last check.
The Battle Mountain Complex fire is still urging evacuations of Level 1, Be Ready, Level 2, Get Set, and Level 3, Leave Now. Currently, it's just under 30,000 acres and is about 2% contained. Reminder, you can find updated information on our website.
The Franklin County Sheriff's Office is looking for a 35-year-old man named Cameron Anthony Schuler. Cameron has been involved in multiple incidents over the weekend, according to the Sheriff's Office. Now he is currently wanted for several charges and multiple warrants. If you see or know where Cameron is, please call non-emergency dispatch at 509-628-0333.
The Benton County Sheriff's Office is investigating a drive-by shooting that happened in Prosser. This was at a house in the North River Road area. One of the residents in the area says there is a hole in his bedroom wall from a gunshot. Nobody was hurt. Prosser police found 3 rounds that hit the house and 2 that hit cars parked outside.
Now to another drive-by shooting investigation, this time in Pasco. Officers were called to the MWM Auto on the 1300 block of A Street on Friday. PPD says they've received multiple reports of gunshots in the approximate area. Officers were able to confirm a single gunshot. Call PPD if you know anything about that.
Yakima police arrest a man they believe is responsible for leaving people with flat tires for 3 years. Police say they started getting reports of people driving over metal spikes called caltrops on West Chestnut Avenue back in 2021. Then Homeland Security investigations in Yakima gave them information about somebody in the area buying metal spikes like the ones used. Officers served a search warrant at a home on West Chestnut last week. Police arrested 1 person and found evidence at the home, although they did not specify what.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Chief Meteorologist Josh Colbreth.
Well, over the weekend, we saw a lot of hazy and yucky scenes just like this one. We're going to continue to see more of that for today, but it does look like air quality overall is going to improve into tomorrow. All right, let's go ahead and show you future casts for the rest of today, and there is just the tiniest chance we could see a shower or thunderstorm for this morning. We put this into motion. There it was, before lunchtime. There's a little chance of showers or thunderstorms, with the best chances being along the foothills, also along the Blue Mountains. Elsewhere, we can't rule out the smallest chance of a shower, but don't plan your day around that. Okay, Other than that, today is going to be hot, which is why we have a heat advisory that's in place for the Yakima Valley, also for the lower Columbia Basin, and for the foothills of the Blue Mountains. So this runs until 10 p.m. this evening, and these highs are still going to be about 5 to 10 degrees above average for this time of the year. Just shy of 100 for the Kittitas and Yakima Valleys, right around 100 for the lower Columbia Basin, and also just shy of 100 for the foothills of the Blues. Will be hazy today, especially immediately downwind of the fires in Morrow and Umatilla counties. Also, it is going to be windy. Winds gusting out of the north and west for the Kittitas and Yakima Valleys, and out of the south and west for the lower Columbia Basin, for the foothills, and for the mountains. And these winds could gust between 20 to 50 miles per hour, with some of the fastest wind gusts being in the Kittitas Valley. So because of that, fires could start or spread very rapidly. For tonight, it's going to be pretty cool. Temperatures in the 50s or 60s. Haze starting to become a little bit more confined to the foothills and also to the mountains. Look at this. Finally, some relief from the heat. Actually below average values for Thursday and Friday. A nice switch up, and we are tracking some more small thunderstorm chances, but nothing really popping off the map right now. Here's the 7-day forecast for the Tri-Cities. We'll have our last day of triple digits for a while for today. Better air quality for tomorrow, and then 80s for Thursday and Friday. For Yakima, we'll have a small shower chance for this morning, dry for the rest of the forecast period, and much cooler in a Thursday and Friday. For Hermiston, we'll be breezy by the river over the next couple of days. Lots of sunshine ahead, and much cooler by the end of this week as opposed to the start of the week. And then for Walla Walla, a decent chance of a thunderstorm for this morning. More air quality impacts for tomorrow. Hopefully some cooler weather by the end of this week will help out with firefighting efforts in Umatilla and Morrow counties.
Thank you, Josh. Now to your national news this morning. The Democratic Convention Rules Committee is set to meet Wednesday to discuss the next steps in the nomination process.
The committee's co-chairs announced Sunday that they will work on a, quote, open, transparent, fair, and orderly plan. In your business headlines this morning, as airlines continue to struggle with software problems, flight cancellations continue with more than 1,000 canceled on Sunday.
That's according to the flight tracking website FlightAware. About half of Sunday's flight cancellations were Delta Airlines flights, and on Saturday, more than 2,100 U.S. flights were canceled.
Delta Airlines announces it is putting a pause on the rules for unaccompanied minors until Wednesday. This comes after the global tech outage.
The airline says unaccompanied children who are already booked on a Delta flight will not be able to travel, and they've asked that no new flights be booked for them. In your health news now, the CDC is warning the public about a listeria outbreak tied to deli meat after 2 people died and 28 others are hospitalized in 12 states. Officials say most people who got sick reported eating deli-sliced turkey, liverwurst, and ham.
The CDC is still investigating which specific types of meat. However, the timeline of the outbreak stretches from May to earlier this month. It involves multiple grocery store delis. There are no reports of illnesses from pre-packaged deli meat.
Trending now is Janet Jackson. Well, more importantly, an interview she had on a radio show.
So when the topic of being interviewed came up, Jackson made clear her feelings. She said, quote, "I don't mean to be rude, but I have to be honest with you. Please stop asking me questions."
During an interview. I love it.
As someone who does interviews,
yeah,
I've heard that before.
She was in the wrong place to say that. Well, she goes on to say that she doesn't think she gives good interviews and says, quote, "I really don't like speaking, so I'd rather stay quiet and listen to other people talk."
Same.
Wise.
Just kidding. She's currently on the North American portion of her Together Again tour, which heads to Europe in September. And Riley, I don't think you can relate because you're a yapper. I'm just kidding. We're all yappers. We yap for a living.
Oh yeah, we can ask questions, we can answer questions. We'll go on and on.
Yeah, I just think that's so funny that she said that out loud.
But we can't sing like Janet.
Nope, no one can.
Nope.
Well, coming up next on Good Morning Northwest at 6, after President Biden's announcement on dropping out of the race, we have who Democratic leaders are endorsing next as presidential nominee.
And the latest on the Oregon fires and the evacuations that are in place. Plus, Chief Meteorologist Josh Colberth will have your fire forecast and more. That's all coming up in the next hour. We'll see you back here at 6 o'clock.
I'm Jared Sessler, a Navy veteran, job creator, candidate for Congress, and I approve this message. It was a great honor to receive President Trump's endorsement, and unlike my